Hey guys, I'm here with Eric Johnson, who is the CIO at Talend. We're just bonding over our many joint ailments. We're just two old folks strolling through California here. So, all right, CIO at Talend. You're formerly the CIO at DocuSign. I guess my first question is, you were the first CIOs in those roles. When does a company start bringing on a CIO?
You know, I think a lot of times it happens when companies start to reach a point where they really need to scale.
Yep.
And they're starting to realize things like security, compliance, and growth. They're just not able to keep pace.
Yep.
Start to see that in many companies around 200 to 250 million in revenue. They starting maybe even preparing for an IPO in the near future.
Yep.
But I think more and more companies are starting to realize that they do need to prepare for that role.
Yep.
Especially because of things like scale. And a lot of companies are growing so fast in this day and age that I don't think they have any other choice to really start thinking about the technology infrastructure and who better to help them with not only the infrastructure, but also some of the ways that they can drive sort of business value with that than a CIO.
Yeah, it makes sense. So all you OpenView portfolio companies, call Eric when you're ready. No, I'm just kidding, Talend. They're not going to poach. They won't poach him. All right, so the role of the CIO has changed. You know, you obviously know, you've been a CIO for a while. You know a lot of CIOs, and historically it was like we hid you in the back room.
Yep.
But now it's really evolved to, you know, you're part of the executive team, you're doing business strategy. So how has it changed, and why do you think it's changing?
Well, I think they finally let us out of the
basement. They let you out of the room into the sunshine.
They let us out of the basement.
He hasn't melted.
Yeah, they let us out of the basement and let us start to talk to people. I think the CIO has actually evolved quite a bit, especially in the last, I would say, 5 to 10 years. Especially in the last 5 years, I've seen more and more of my peers, and especially even myself, starting to be asked to go out and actually talk to customers and prospects. And so not only are you responsible for scaling the company internally, but also starting to help scale the company externally. Especially if you're in the technology space, I think you end up many times talking to and working with your peer group. And I think more and more the future of the CIO is going to be not only about the infrastructure, maybe even less and less about the infrastructure. It's going to be how do you actually help position the technology that you're selling and the services you're selling to the buyer. And I think more and more CIOs are starting to be asked to help not only in the sales cycle, but also in sometimes even positioning and messaging of the company. So I think it's an exciting time to be a CIO. I think things have changed a lot. And I think the perception of a CIO too, more and more is someone that actually can be a really great partner to the sales and marketing organizations.
And you guys are cool.
Yeah,
you're not the nerds everyone thought you were. They're super
cool.
fun. You guys know I love hanging out with CIOs. All right, so you hear a ton of pitch